seconds. But my money's on SYMAN. Not my actual money. That would be illegal, immoral. But, you know. I think they're going to win.
Okay, all right, bold. You've gone
that joke
from
dropped dead.
Sure.
That joke dropped dead.
Well, there's the odds from our partners over at Lootbet, and they seem to agree with you. SYMAN heavily favoured coming into this best of one, but I mean, even just talking to you before this match, we talked about it and you said, oh yeah, SYMAN should take this. And then I said, oh, I don't know. And I sort of talked you through the recent matches against GAMERLEGION. You're like, right, okay then. And it all of a sudden becomes very, very up in the air of who could actually come on top with this one. We're just going to have to wait and see. And as we jump into the pistol round, it's going to be GAMERLEGION stacked up over towards this B site. They want to try and get off with an early start here.
This B site is a bit of a fan favorite as well for this T side. GAMERLEGION, obviously, they're about to walk into somewhat of a SYMAN stack with 4 players edged towards this side of the map. The rotate will be hot on their heels. It all comes down to these opening headshots, and GAMERLEGION get completely crushed. Kills and Cade, both the Ks, slamming him with all 5 headshots, and that's an easy 1-0 on the board.
Felt like somewhat of a counter-strat there from SYMAN. Of course, these two teams did play each other on this map only a few days ago, so maybe that's something that GAMERLEGION pulled out previously, because a 4-man stack over towards the B site on pistol round isn't something you see every day, and they seem to deal with the aggression very, very comfortably. As we go into round number 2 now, SYMAN fully invested into this one, and GAMERLEGION with no bomb plant, just down to the full eco, so... Oh, come on. I'd love to see this run boost. Come on, Error. Make it work. Away. There we go. Picked out the air. No trouble at all for Neelan. I'm not sure what their plan was there.
It's clay pigeon shooting, Jay. It's total clay pigeon shooting.
With an MP9. I've never seen clay pigeon shooting with an SMG.
That's a lot easier, I must say, than with a shotgun. The clay pigeon fires through the air. You just straight over the top. Easy peasy.
I can imagine. Is that what they do in Russia?
That is what they do in Kazakhstan.
Oh, right, yeah.
2-0, easy scores on the doors for SYMAN to get things started. And funnily enough, they had their hardest time on their CT side last time these two teams played. So getting the rifles in hand early, a little bit of momentum to start things off here on Mirage. Let's see if they can continue that into round 3. It's an AWP in play, already finding a quick kill for Mo. That's really influential, as Adams had absolutely no success in the initial trio of rounds. The AKs to try and open up onto Connector, and it's just not happening, Jay. A couple of quick kills for SYMAN.
This is huge. To find those early picks like that just tears your opponents apart. Right now, GAMERLEGION, there's really nothing they can bring back into this round. They're like 20 seconds in. They've lost 3 men. Now they're just looking for damage at this point. If they can find themselves a couple of frags, they might be able to wriggle their way back into this one. But right now, they're locked out of everywhere. And as Norbert finds himself one more, just leaves Mezzy and Error walking around looking for some picks. But I don't see this happening. Oh, Error actually converts it down into a 2-on-2. Mezzy's just made this one doable, as they've got the bomb on their back as well. But Neelan's going to be there to shut it down. The trade comes through, and now it's a 1v1.
Just sitting away in the connector, waiting for the peak. It's not coming, considering Mo has wormed his way into window room, back into jungle. He might just walk into this AK right now. This is all going to come down to timing, Jay. I don't know who's necessarily going to peak first, but Mo seems to have the angle, watching the wrong side, and he still connects with the shot. 3-0 SYMAN. They keep the scorecard flawless, and they're already on winning ways.
Fraction of a second earlier, and Mezzy could have got the drop there, but not going to be the case. That round came so much closer than it should have. SYMAN with such a huge early advantage. 2 kills. They had Error down to 2 HP as well. You thought that round was said and done, but somehow GAMERLEGION wriggled their way back in and almost converted it. Either way, though, it is SYMAN to come out on top. They retain an AWP going into round number 4, so no reinvestment needed there. Just the rifles being pulled out on everyone else. And, well, GAMERLEGION. A few pistols, Some Kevlar all round. They'll be hoping for a bomb plant here as they charge onto this A bomb site, and they might just be able to get it. Not if Kios is shutting them down like that, though. 3 quick kills from SYMAN, and again, what do you do here?
GAMERLEGION are getting busted up. I think they need a bit of a change of pace. Obviously, we've only seen 1 rifle round, and well, this could be exactly what's needed. Mezzi at least throws in a tiny tickle of damage, and it finally gets thwarted and shut away. 4-0 for SYMAN, the flawless start to begin things and entry proceedings here on Mirage. And maybe the question mark is, SYMAN obviously respect their opponents now. They've been cautioned. GAMERLEGION taking that previous series, obviously SYMAN are going to come into this and try and play their best Counter-Strike and prevent that from happening again, especially with tens of thousands of dollars on the line. Here in Group D, they want to be that team out in first place, secure that higher seed. They don't want to be running the risk of facing a team like Dignitas in their first playoff match. 4-0, great way to prevent it.
Well, with SYMAN having such a weak CT side in their last matchup against GAMERLEGION, in fact not taking a single round on that CT side, they're going to be very confident right now as they've come in, they've taken those first 4, they're actually looking to convert this 5th as well. This is exactly where you want to be if you're SYMAN, and well, clear evidence that they've worked on this CT side and they've fixed whatever was broken the last time they played against this team. They've taken the early pick again going into round number 5. Really feels like SYMAN, every single round, have taken that first engagement, won that first engagement, and it's left on Mezzi and Error to pick up the pieces time after time. 50 seconds now on the clock. They need to make their move, but the bomb's been left back at spawn. They're struggling to take any control. This isn't looking too good for GAMERLEGION already.
Yeah, this trade is definitely not opportune. They've lost a player and gained only a tidbit of information. Here, only 30 seconds on the clock as they're trying to pry their way down mid. It's era to try and open things up, but these SYMAN defensive postures are incredibly passive. This short Molotov's probably going to give the game away that this is going towards the A site, and now SYMAN can make a full rotate. They've even got that Molotov in just to choke GAMERLEGION of positional advantage. Era's able to swipe another one back, and it all comes down to this sliding shot from Mo. Holds the trigger for just a second, and it's a 2-for-1 trade on this site. Zero and Era have to get everything done, and they're all out of time, even a kill after the clock expires.
That is going to be devastating for Zero. No cash going into this one. I think GAMERLEGION have to force around this because Zero's on double eco right now. Era's got a weapon and he'll be on double eco as well. That is not where you want to be if you're GAMERLEGION. They left that one far too late. And the issue was is they spread around the map on their default, trying to find an early pick, trying to find some information. And they lost a man, they took a fair amount of damage, and they didn't really gain anything. So in the final 30 seconds of the round, they just group up and head over towards 8, but they have no info on 8. They don't know where the players are playing. They don't know what's going on at all. So they find that opening pick, they push onto the site, and then they just get completely shut down from CT and jungle, and there's nothing they can do to pick that round back up. 5-0 SYMAN sit right now, as GAMERLEGION heavily on the back foot, and really, they have to invest into a round that they probably wouldn't have wanted to. This is not good.
I really like the adjustment of taking a tactical timeout this early in the half as well. It's at a point where SYMAN haven't taken an overwhelming number of rounds. GAMERLEGION definitely have opportunities to get back into this first half. I think they need 5 or 6 at least if they're expecting a win here in this best of 1. Norberg gets completely caught with his pants down and up against a couple of Deagles here. They really need to be cautious and careful on the A site. Still the weaponry advantage ever so slightly for SYMAN. And with Era gone, Zero able to trade up the M4. This bomb is going down. It's all in the open. When is Neelan going to make the peak? It's all opportune. He finds a final headshot, and Zero hasn't got the Kevlar to get this 1v3 done. He's being choked away by the Molotov smoke combination. This is impossible. 6-0 for SYMAN. Bish bash bosh. The retake comes in, and they keep this flawless scorecard rolling.
Very, very nice retake there to just storm in, make sure that GAMERLEGION had no chance whatsoever of securing that one. And well, I do question at the very start the aggression from Norbert. It obviously happened in rapid succession, but Kios found a kill over towards mid, and then there's no real need to aggress into ramp after that. It did cost him, and in that scenario, it's very easy for them to come out of ramp, find that other kill, and all of a sudden you've lost the A bomb site. But they seem to deal with that man loss very, very well. They've got the trade in, and they just secured that A bomb site with ease. So SYMAN sits 6-0 right now, and well, GAMERLEGION, they have to make the decision on whether they want to continue to invest just on these AK buys, whether they want to try and save some money in this one, and then next round try and pull out an AWP on someone. But now it's looking like they are going to go for the AKs again. It's definitely the smart move. It's not really a question of whether they buy this round or not. This absolutely has to be a buy round. There's just a huge lack of that scoped rifle, and I feel like it needs to be there. They need to be contesting this mid pick. They need to be contesting a pick early on over towards ramp. They give SYMAN so much control early on every single round, and then it feels like they're just on the back foot trying to regain it 30, 40 seconds in.
Yeah, Mirage is such a difficult map on the T side for a couple of reasons. It's all about these opening frags. That's why the AWP is so influential. On another map like Train, like Nuke, if you can just sneak in a bomb plant, the chances are you're going to be taking that round. We've seen SYMAN just incredibly comfortable and confident at throwing in these retake scenarios. Yeah, get the bomb down. We'll allow it. We're going to use safety in numbers. We're going to overwhelm with the synchronicity of that retake. And SYMAN just, well, flexing their muscles in those afterplant situations. They've taken all 6 of these rounds. And the best CT Mirage sides in the world aren't scared of that bomb going down. They're going to play it to a T after the clock. And right now, they're going to throw things through with a little bit of mid-aggression. Mo just getting nice and close with this AWP. Just using that massive advantage that he has, that scoped rifle as we talked about.
GAMERLEGION, they need to find their form at the moment. It's not being able to pull out anything, and it's so demoralizing early on, especially in a best of one like this. When you go 6 rounds down, you really just struggle to find anything early on. Right now, they're changing this up a little bit, though. They've taken this mid control. It's something we've seen them do in the past, but they don't tend to have players in underpass, and it means that maybe they go for a window boost here, maybe they try and get through connector. Either way, SYMAN are in the right positions to deal with it, but they need to win these aim duels. Ooh.
Only 45 seconds left. GAMERLEGION with relatively little success thus far. Yes, they've got that burst through connector, but SYMAN are allowing this map control to come through, and they've got positional advantage to actually isolate these Ts one by one. Really nice flash. Is Mezzi able to find a shot towards the other side of the map? That's the jungle position taken care of, and trading evenly once more. Norbert right over the top here. He needs to be shut down right now. Is Adam. Oh, perfect position to shut away yet another one. Mo versus 2, and both of these players are extremely low. The nade, it's a bomb. Adam gone, and Zero might be next in line. There's a flashbang through, which does relatively 0 success, and he has to get off the bomb. That's such a messy round. Once again, GAMERLEGION getting timed out, 7-0.
Well, this gives us an opportunity to talk about our partners over at Hellcase. You won't get bored with Hellcase. Make sure you use code MALTAV15 for a refill bonus. GAMERLEGION now coming in with that timeout. I don't think it's the worst time for it. This is not going well for them whatsoever. That round, SYMAN played that absolutely perfectly, yeah? GAMERLEGION, in that scenario, they take the control, they push in late, and when they get up connector there, they have to take a fight. They have to either kill a player on site, kill a player on jungle, kill a player over towards CT, and then they've got that man advantage, they can get that bomb down, and they can play the numbers. But instead, SYMAN fall right back, allow GAMERLEGION to take that control, and then they're in a scenario where they don't really want to go for the plant in a 5 versus 5. They have to try and isolate some of these fights and sort of sway the numbers in their favor. and it just doesn't work out for them at all. SYMAN picked them off one by one and just play the time, wind it down.
This is starting to look very overwhelming. We see a half buy come through for GAMERLEGION once again. Plenty of nades to try and get the job done, but the weaponry's going to be the real problem right here. SYMAN once again with this aggressive prod, this time towards a ramp. That's going to significantly choke the amount of map control that GAMERLEGION are able to take. And you see that Cade is also into the back of apps as well. This is, well, perfectly read. The flash, absolutely flawless. And that's a rifle stolen away.
That was quite a cheeky play. A nice read that there would be a player pushed up close. With this half buy, though, I absolutely want to see error on that AWP next round. I think that's what they'll probably go for. Right now, though, with this mount advantage and the rifle in hand, with the Kevlar behind it as well, there's certainly a chance of them converting this one. That nade's not going to do them any favors, especially with Norbert converting that one. But the trade comes through, the man advantage retained. 45 seconds on the clock now. And it's looking like they're heading over towards the A bomb site.
This has been a favorite for this T side, but again, the trading is totally even. This time, GAMERLEGION have enough seconds on the board to at least get this bomb down and through, but when are they going to go for it? As it slides up through ramp, the AWP misses its marker, and Mo eliminated. AWP in hand, tries to get a little overzealous, and that evens up the numbers once again. The bomb's still not down, but the pistol's doing the damage, and Kioz has barely 10 HP to scratch together. 7-0, and finally some success from GAMERLEGION. The bomb easily goes down. Kioz maybe even wants to save here. Although SYMAN have taken several rounds in a row, their money is far from ideal. Cade has no cash whatsoever. Kioz in a very similar setting. Norba with only $1,000 needed as well. Mo is the only player on this SYMAN side with any cash to brag about. 5k, and that's only going to be enough to drop away one other rifle, buy up himself. Saving this AWP is incredibly influential right here. Luckily, Kioz is able to carry it through to this 9th round, but this is not going to be the best of buys. A double AWP setup, but that's pretty much all she wrote for the investment. It'll be pistols all round.
What a weird round for GAMERLEGION to convert. And interestingly, it's off of the back of that first pick, which is something that I don't think they've been able to find in a single round so far this half. So as soon as they find that early pick over towards B, they then walk around as a unit, they trade every single frag that comes through, and they come out on top in a 2 versus 1. So there's a lot to be said for them being able to find that early pick. They just seem to be struggling to find it, and well, off the back of it, they're actually going to head over towards B. 2 players there patiently waiting. The Deagle's doing a bit of damage as Cade finds the first, but as he falls, Nilan needs to pick up the pieces, and it's not going to happen. Kioz comes in with a quick retake with this AWP as he gets smoked off. They might even just go for an early save call here. They've got 2 AWPs and a Deagle trying to retake this B site. If Norbert doesn't find this shot, surely the save comes through.
Fundamental brilliance from GAMERLEGION. They know that the money's low. They switch things up. They go to the B site for the first time in yonks, and they're able to take it instantly over the top against the double Deagle defense. Knowing that there's at least 1 AWP on the retake there, they don't know that they actually hit the jackpot. It's the double AWP setup. The B rush is absolutely the kryptonite for this sort of setup. SYMAN able to save those pair of snipers. Nevertheless, it's not a great round. They're not going to get a buy also in this 10th. This is really shaky territory right now. They could go for the follow-up force buy if they really wanted to, but what I would say is full save on these final trio of players, have enough money to go for a full rifle round in number 11. Yes, you're giving away a 3rd to GAMERLEGION, but that's not a scoreline to sweat over. Here, I think you're giving yourself maximum advantage when you just save, and that's exactly what SYMAN have done.
It's definitely an opportunity for GAMERLEGION to close this gap and have a decent half, especially considering they're on the T side of Mirage right now. It's actually so bizarre as well that they read that They went over towards B, and that's the perfect counter strat when your opponents are just down to those pistols. And in that scenario where you know that your opponent's won 7 rounds in a row, to be able to take a look at the rounds, take a look at how many people have stayed alive, and actually calculate how much money your opponents have, and say right, we're going to go for this B fast play. This is what's going to work for us. Very, very nice read. These AWPs have to do all the work in round number 10. There's no real investment around them. Everyone else just going for this eco as Mo boosted up on mid, trying to find an early pick. Not able to spot anything out, though. That flash is going to force him right back. GAMERLEGION, it's looking like a much stronger side right now.
These SYMAN snipers are a bit of a double-edged sword. Realistically, you have to get aggressive with them. Ideally as well, you want to save them into the 11th, knowing that there's probably not enough cash to go for the sniper, the double sniper investment. That is a startling opening shot to put GAMERLEGION on the back foot before they are able to go for this push. The initial Molotov is actually going to force that second sniper back in passive, and what a headshot to open things up. Rusty's right in the rear to convert onto Neelan as well. That's a quick double opening. That AWP, it's gone to the dogs. And with 10 seconds left, there is still an opportunity for this push to be thwarted, and especially as that headshot comes through. Norba pulling together a Deagle masterclass right now. It's going to be planted last possible second, and Norba prevents it. What a round once again. GAMERLEGION, that's the 3rd time they've been timed out of these scenarios. They need to watch that clock.
That is absolutely mental. That was their round for the taking, especially with that flank coming through window. Rusty, he'd done all the work that was needed, and they threw it away in the dying moments. That's got to be so tilting, and no surprise a timeout comes through now. I mean, that flank coming through from Rusty as well, I can only see that as being a misplay from SYMAN in that scenario, because Mo was watching for the middle area, watching for that boost, watching the connector push, and then he got Molotoved off, and as soon as he got Molotoved off, the boost came through from Rusty, and that information didn't seem to be relayed, because there was still the AWPer in jungle watching Palace, there was still the player on the balcony as well watching Palace, so as soon as Rusty got in the backlines, he had 2 free kills on players that weren't even looking at him. They still somehow let it slip away. They have got the money left in the bank to invest into this one as well, but this time they're against a full buy from SYMAN, and this has to be a turning point for them. If they allow SYMAN to wriggle their way back into this game, this could be a very dominant first half.
Changing up the pace here with a little bit of short aggression. Mezzi able to trade 1 for 1 and just edging outside this connector smoke. Surely going to get caught off, but absolutely not. Mezzi finds yet another one. That puts an overwhelming amount of pressure on this A site right now. Trading evenly once again. And SYMAN, since the start, have just been taking these scenarios over the top. And with the sniper not piling the shot through, just missing by a whisker, this one might all be over, Jay. I think it all comes down to Norba to hit the headshots. And now the AWP just has to save. Surely Mo's not going to go in for this one. They've not got enough money to go for the follow-up investment into round number 12. This is a bit of an awkward situation. We've seen that mid-skirmish a lot of the time actually won by GAMERLEGION. It's actually when they get onto these bomb sites when they've been having real issues at the very end of these rounds, when the clock is ticking down. This time they changed the pace. That's right off the back of a tactical timeout. And I love that adjustment. It catches SYMAN completely off guard. Mezzi pulling through a masterclass on the entry with 3 quick kills. And that's what it's all about on this T side. 8-3.
Mezzi that round really showcasing how talented he actually is. Incredible player there. And I mean, such a proactive player as well. When you look at what he's doing there, he's actually just pushing in, saying, right, I'm going to take these engagements, runs in, takes that first kill, then continues to push through. He's constantly moving in the round. At no point does he say, right, I'm going to hold up here and wait for some kind of aggression or something. He is constantly moving around, constantly trying to punish the opponents for not being ready for him to push through those smokes. Very, very smart player, and he really has the aim to go with it as well. SYMAN, off the back of saving that AWP, they actually invest another. So a similar investment to what we saw earlier, where they have that double AWP setup and the Deagles around it. It did work out for them. Let's see if they can convert it again.
Seems to be a bit of a favorite right now, and I love that angle from Keels. Opens things up once more. These snipers have been baiting themselves into really precarious angles and simultaneously finding success. Mezzi, that point man eliminated, and it means that GAMERLEGION have to play in a pretty awkward scenario. Adam's out in the open. Mo should be traded here. It depends how this timing falls and falters. Trying to bait out this shot, that gun barrel as well, is proving a real nuisance right now for Mo. He's going to try and backtrack, and well, knowing that there's pressure onto short, he's going to miss everything. Doesn't even pull the trigger. That should be the round over with Cade pressured at all angles. A couple of kills do come through the other way, but Keel's only 10 HP. He's going to, well, try and bunny hop into the B site. It's not going to happen. A fourth for GAMERLEGION, and this is starting to look like a more acceptable half.
It definitely is, especially if they can string a couple more together off of this. Something that's really stuck in my mind is Mo's been missing a fair share of shots this half with that AWP. He's certainly not been as confident on it as some of his teammates, and that certainly cost them in several rounds. If he'd have connected that short shot, they absolutely would have had a very, very good chance of making that one work, but those key shots just not quite connecting. Now SYMAN just down to this pistol bias.
You know, Jay, I actually played against Mo on Mirage, and I just remember him hitting every single shot on the CT side. I wish he missed this many shots against me.
Oh, well, I mean, I think this is a very different caliber, Squid. I'm not saying you're bad at all.
He wrecked me, bro. He wrecked me.
Okay.
He basically, I felt like I got my my booty slapped. I got sent back to the sin bin, the naughty step, and yeah, I lost that game pretty badly. I think it was a 16-6.
Wow, okay. I love that. Took you a little while to think of some PC words to come up with there as well.
You know, there was so many. There were so many words that came through into my head before that. I'll tell you after the broadcast.
All right. I look forward to it.
Well, 8-4 right now. Doesn't look like SYMAN have too much equity in this one. There's plenty of time on the clock as well to get that C4 down and through. A couple of players just on this flank here to throw in one final attempt at dropping a couple of these rifles. Remember that the GAMERLEGION economy is actually fairly low on a couple of these players, so a lot of damage here could be influential. Remember that SYMAN's just trying to steal away an AK or so, though. If they can have a little bit of bang for your buck going into the next round, I think they're going to be really happy with this investment. Obviously, Cade just looking to cling onto this AK. I don't know if GAMERLEGION are going to allow this to happen, though. We're approaching the final couple of rounds of this half, and well, Mo, an audacious peak, but he's not going to get the job done.
Rusty does actually die to the bomb through that, though. The dink comes through. Rusty dies to the bomb. He now has to reinvest. Not going to cause him too many problems, of course. They've got quite a lot of money behind them. Should have enough money to last them for the rest of the half. But now it's the buy coming through for SYMAN. No AWP available. In fact, there was an AWP available. If Neelan wanted to buy one, he could have. But instead, they go for the full rifles, which is interesting.
Eight to 5, and this is going to be the key round for the half, I feel. GAMERLEGION on an acceptable number of rounds right now. They've got enough money to buy into the next two. I think they're going to be feeling great about this recovery on the T side. If they can take 6 or 7, I just don't know how they're going to be feeling anything other than great going on to their defensive half. SYMAN obviously wanting to close this out to double digits. It's not needed. Obviously, their T side's going to be pretty decent as itself. Nevertheless, a minute 5 on the board, mid-control taken. SYMAN just resorting back to this fairly passive defense. I'm sure that we'll see a B split coming through, though.
The issue SYMAN face right now is if they lose this round, GAMERLEGION should comfortably be able to take this 8-7. But even if they win it, they have to face up against another buy round from the T side. And with Mezzi finding that opening pick, a very crisp headshot, finds himself a second as well, single-handedly tearing through these defenses. The trade finally comes through, but Kios can't convert the second, only the dink. And it means there's a 4 versus 2, a tall order for his teammates to clutch up as Error thins out the numbers further. and Norbert. A 1 versus 4 clutch left for him to pull off to try and keep his team in this one, and I don't think this is going to be happening.
He is going to go for it, though, and doesn't connect with the second shot. So round over 8-6. I just want to touch on Mezzy right now. You look at his scoreline, 10-11. He is actually leading the charge on this T side, but not really a show-stopping performance until you look at the impact of these frags. That's actually the second key gun round where he's found either a doublet or a trio of headshots, this time single-handedly ripping down the barriers of that B site. Previously, it was short to A. He's been such a solid player, considering 5 of his frags that I have noticed have been just must-win rounds. Very important. He is a massively high-impact player right now, and a big reason why GAMERLEGION even have 6 in the first place.
He really, really is. He's been a player that I've had my eye on for actually a long time, especially within the UK scene, because I always knew he was destined for big things, and this GAMERLEGION step is definitely a step in the right direction. That early pick coming through for SYMAN levels things out into a 4-on-4. They've managed to do decent damage onto Adam as well, which in other rounds might not mean all too much, but in a round like this, when they've got the pistols and the SMG on Mo, it actually means that he's very killable, yeah? 1 bullet with those deagles will get rid of him. A couple of bullets with that UMP will do the same. So definitely a lifeline for SYMAN to work with coming into this one. GAMERLEGION, they seem to have a nice read, and if they do head over towards this B-bomb site, they might have some success over there.
This killer entry pack heading towards mid for one final time. They've had a lot of success towards short, especially with Mezzy leading the charge. And once again, he's leading the front of the pack. Him and Rusty going to try and breach this B site. They have to check this app's angle, though. Cade gets completely mollied away. That tick of damage will also be heard. And who else than Mezzy once again to open up with a key headshot. Adam's pretty much going to finish this one off. There's no chance for SYMAN in the retake. Surely, with only the UMP and Deagle combination up against all of these rifles, they're going to have to do something stunning. It's Mo to open things up. The Deagle also applying some preliminary pressure towards short. This has to be headshots galore to get back into this one. It's a shutdown frag from both Rusty and Adam as GAMERLEGION close the scoreline. 8-7. What a half from them. I'm sure that we'll see that scoreboard get whipped up here at halftime, and what you'll see is just a long streak of blue at the start, 7 in a row, and only taking 1 out of the next 8 as of then. Interesting stuff before we get into the second half.
GAMERLEGION have done really, really well there to bounce back, and well, the odds over at Lootbat still showing SYMAN to be the favourites coming into this one. Of course, the T side is their favourite side, so I certainly don't disagree with it, but GAMERLEGION have given them a run for their money so far, and I don't expect to see that changing. They've managed to level it up, and well, off of the start of this half, or the start of this match, in fact, where they were just getting absolutely dominated every single round, to mentally come back in and bring it to an 8-7 half is incredible.
Mezzy's got a massive task on his hands right now. As the sole B defense, he's going to get instantly eliminated. The bomb can go down as a result, and GAMERLEGION, this is going to be a real tough retake here. They need to come through with some really fiery shots to start, and it's Era right through that smoke to even up the numbers. A 4 versus 4, but these afterplants are so brutal from SYMAN. They need to check Mo, who's hidden right around this corner. It's actually a perfect smoke to try and isolate him here, but Mo's going to just tear his way through. It's the aggressive stance found, and Norbert ends the round.
Well, we saw exactly the same strat come through from GAMERLEGION in the first half, but SYMAN dealt with it perfectly. And look at these shots from Mo. Gets himself in this corner, and the key factor is when you're playing in that position, if you just don't make your position known at all, they're very, very unlikely to check it. It's such an awkward angle to hard clear. You can be very, very dangerous. And well, round number 17, GAMERLEGION have fully invested into this one, and if they can't convert it, they actually allow their opponents to get onto double digits. So certainly dangerous stuff. SYMAN just playing this one slow for now, looking like they're heading over towards B. That would definitely be a good call.
GAMERLEGION have been completely outmaneuvered at the start of this one. It all depends when SYMAN throw in this B take. It seems to be fairly soon, though. They're holding the bomb back in passive, but I think this entry pack, once again, of Cade and Norbert should be able to sniff out this defense, realize that there's nobody really towards this side of the map. I love the double set piece from GAMERLEGION just to shut down that short aggression, but it's being cut away one by one. Just a scout and a couple of deagles to try and do the damage. They've pulled the numbers back in the favor of GAMERLEGION, as the deagles are going to try and tag into this B site once again. Cade, Neelan, they've got to get the job done. With that C4 going down, Cade is on guard. He's on closer duty. As this push has still not come through, I think this crossfire is going to be fairly brutal right now. That's a beautiful tag. It opens up the deagles and Cade. What a well-timed swing. That's double digits for SYMAN.
That is absolutely brilliant. GAMERLEGION keeping that one competitive, certainly looking dangerous, and then Kado picks up the pieces, cleans up those final three, and well, make sure that SYMAN don't give away a round that they shouldn't have. Now they sit 10-7. They should be able to take this 11-7 as the full eco comes through from GAMERLEGION. All we're really seeing is, what, a Zeus and a smoke on Adam? I'd love to see a Zeus kill this round. That would be really fun. I actually never see a Zeus come out. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but if it wasn't, then go on, Adam. You go. You Zeus someone. I'm waiting.
It's not a graphic that we always see on that HUD, is it? Such a little derpy weapon.
It's like a water pistol or something from the icon.
It looks like a little Halo pistol. Pew, pew, pew. Like a little blaster.
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe it should make that noise. That'd be cool. That'd be way cooler.
Wouldn't it be great if the Zeus, instead of insta-killing, it just made your opponent just like flop out on the floor?
And then you have like
taser.
5 seconds to kill them before they then can get back up again.
Yeah, oh, here we go.
Ooh.
It's Zeus time, Adam. This is getting a little too up close and personal for my liking. Neelan, oh man, he instantly ends things. He's on rifle duty right now, and well, round obviously over. But can we see some more Zeus shenanigans, please? Just every map.
Yeah, when you're on a full eco, you should kind of just accept your fate and whip out Zeus's.
Why don't we have Zeus rounds to decide the side? I feel like that should be Grid's thing. The Malta vibes brought to you by Zeus rounds.
Make it sound like it's a sponsor.
Yeah, I'm gonna petition for it. Let's get a petition.org or whatever going. Get like 20 signatures. I'm sure that they'll cave to the pressure. No knife rounds, all Zeus rounds.
Well, Zeus rounds, I'll sign it.
I'd sign it. I'll be the figurehead. 11-7. Back with the rifles nonetheless. As GAMERLEGION, this is a bit of a must-win situation right now. If they lose it, it'll be back to ecoing for them. That's permitting that they don't get the appropriate saves in place. You see how stretched the economy is, though. The utility is in absolute turmoil. They really don't have too much to work with. That penultimate Molotov just being used. They're finding the shots nonetheless. Adam opening things up. Era as well with that scoped rifle doing the damage, despite not having a lot of bang for their buck going into this 19th. GAMERLEGION are somehow pulling this one through, and they'll be able to close the scoreline as a result if they can finish this round off. They need to isolate this bomb, though. It's Neelan within the apps, and he's trying to punch a couple of numbers into the B site. It's not going to happen. He falls away, and this looks like a lose-lose round for SYMAN.
5 versus 2 now. They lost Norbert early on, who's such an integral player, and well, they've just been struggling since then. Neelan does find himself 1 back, but still 4 to find, and it's going to be 0 to finish him off. GAMERLEGION put their first round of the half down, and it is in the bye round. A very, very important round for them to convert. Off the back of it, well, they should be faced up against another SYMAN bye round. It's looking like that's going to be the case. If they can close this gap, And they set themselves up very, very well to keep this one competitive and close out this map.
Massively influential swing round here for both teams. SYMAN, as you said, gets them onto 12 and beyond, but that is such a snappy headshot. Rusty's one of the best in the West at just that first bullet accuracy, and we see it come into effect once more. In GAMERLEGION, they might not be out of this one yet, and just due to their most vintage player, Rusty, has been playing on this GAMERLEGION side for seemingly years. As long as I can remember, really. I'd like to play in those Swedish mixed teams beforehand. Not that I can remember the names of any of them. They always used to have really silly names, Jay. Used to be like the mixed dongs and stuff like that.
Do you think they know what that meant?
Probably.
Probably. All right. Mixed dongs. I love that.
Sounds like something I would order.
Where would you order a mixed dong?
Sounds like a kebab.
Oh yeah, I suppose, maybe.
Get it from the Turks. Little Turkish kebab. I do like a kebab, I'll be honest. We've got one of the best takeaways ever. Very local to me. You get a nice fresh kebab. Nice, is it ciabatta bread or something? Goes down an absolute treat on a Saturday night. And this, M&J, is why I'm not losing weight.
That's the ingredient. Maybe I need to get on more kebabs then. I'm right on the opposite end of the spectrum, but I can't stomach a kebab unless I'm like drunk enough. I think that's really the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule at the end of a long night out. Everybody get a kebab, maybe even garlic bread if you're feeling fancy. Right here, 12-8 is going to be the result. We see a couple of rifles saved from GAMERLEGION, so I think they'll be able to get the buy in hand, although it's not going to be absolutely ideal. I think they'll be deprived of a bit of utility here and there. I don't want to speak too soon, though, because maybe the buy is just going to be absolutely fine. We'll see those rifles get dropped through. We'll see another rifle round. When in CS nowadays do we see 3 rifle rounds in a row? It feels like we never, ever see it. This is a SYMAN tactical timeout, according to this HUD at the top, which is really interesting, showing that they are respecting their European opponents here. Obviously, GAMERLEGION were able to take a 2-0 series featuring Mirage just the other day, and taking this one exceptionally seriously, maybe just getting all their cards in check before they get into this all-important 21st round.
Well, you said it last round, and it definitely would have been the case had GAMERLEGION not saved those rifles, but this right now is a really must-win round for them. This can definitely be a tide turner if they either can't win it and they can't save any rifles as well. If they lose this round again, but they save 2-3 rifles, they can come into this next one, they'll have the loss bonus to buy around it, and they can still continue to contest. But if they lose this, it goes 13-8, they won't have a lot of money in the bank, and then they're contesting their opponents going 14-8 with not a lot to work with. So this is really their best opportunity to convert a fair buy round and actually start to close this gap and keep this one competitive. They've taken the mid control pretty well. Smokes go up into window, and Mao looking for this early pick, but it's not looking like anyone's going to give him any info for now.
Here comes the opener. Neelan finally able to steal away that kill. Traded right back from Era within the jungle position, though. Still a minute left and lots of options for SYMAN, and Era just stealing them away. Another headshot found. Firmly puts this one in GAMERLEGION's favor. The wrap is coming through towards this B site, though, and Mezzi is going to be under pressure exceptionally soon. He needs that Rusty rotate to come through, and it's here just in time. Norba, a lightning fast headshot, able to double it through. What the hell was that? The bomb completely dropped in the open, but with 30 seconds left, this is on a knife's edge. As those spray smokes aren't going to connect. They need to get that C4 down right now. They can't let this clock dissipate any further. And Kado with yet another shot. This is absolutely all to play for as Era's trying to close out the ace. He's already found 3, trying to tap in those high-impact bullets, and it's not going to happen. Norba triples it up, 13-8. SYMAN on the home straight.
That was a massively impactful frag from Era there to drop that bomb on short, but it just wasn't enough. Unable to convert that 2 versus 2 situation, and 13-8 we now sit. GAMERLEGION, no money to buy into this one. So it is going to go 14-8 before the next buy comes through, and then we have to see perfect Counter-Strike. 6 in a row from GAMERLEGION to deny their opponent's match point. That's not really where you want to be. Nilan opening things up early on onto Era. Definitely gives them an advantage coming into this one.
Yeah, massive advantage considering this is only the Deagles, couple of sets of body armor as well. One that GAMERLEGION are never realistically expecting to take. This will be 14-8 unless we see something sensational here. And no Zeus shenanigans this time, Jay. Obviously all to play for as we get into the last couple of rounds. But SYMAN do have a really nice lead right here. They're going to be 14-8. They're going to have multiple opportunities at closing this one out. And GAMERLEGION are only really going to have 1 attempt at a full rifle round. Round number 30 will be incredibly hard fought. These Deagles shouldn't be able to pose much more of a threat. As a couple of headshots do whiff and miss. It's all down to Rusty to try and finish things off. And there is a secondary headshot. This one just got interesting. He's going to try and swing and swarm once more. As 0, the last hurrah from the apartments. There is an AK on the ground, so can use this to good avail. And Norba instantly shuts him away. That's the round secured, 14-8.
Wow, Rusty did huge work there on that site. There was nothing too fancy about the shots, but actually just staying alive for that long, allowing his teammate to rotate through the apartments, definitely gave them a lifeline. Just unfortunate that 0 couldn't convert that frag. Does mean now, though, that SYMAN, 14-8, 2 rounds away from closing it out, 1 away from match point. GAMERLEGION, well, they can't let anything slip away right now. They have to convert these. Otherwise, they will be looking at that lower bracket against the loser of the Wind Strike level up match.
On the kills, starting to trade once more. How many close, contentious rounds have we seen? It feels like it's been every time, and this positional advantage from Nilan is going to certainly pay dividends. GAMERLEGION down to their last legs as far as this defense is concerned. And Mezzi, oh, he doesn't get spotted. Timing worked out incredibly fortunately there. And spotting out nobody from the left-hand side means Norba's going to drop, and Rusty's position has yet to be spotted. They've got a great pincer here in the afterplant. Mo has no idea, and it's all down to Nilan. Yes, the C4's planted for him. Not being forced out by that molly means the swing can come through. He hears that defuse tapped. He's going to try and spray through a couple of bullets. Has to tap the reload once more. Sprays through once again. And Mezzi does finish him off. And there is enough time on this bomb, surely. Final seconds puts the 9th on the board for GAMERLEGION.
That came down very, very close. And again, we see that flank come in from the mid window. And it seems so bizarre at this caliber to see. When you're the jungle player playing with an AWP and you're watching Ramp and you're watching Palace, it's obviously very, very easy to get preoccupied and essentially just tunnel vision on those areas. But as soon as you lose mid control, and it should always be the case because the boost could always come through, but especially with that new bench being added to the bottom of middle where someone can actually solo boost up, you should always be wary that someone could come up window, and that's exactly what's happened. Despite GAMERLEGION winning the last round, though, they've not got a lot of money to work in this one, and they've already lost 2 men. Straight off the bat, SYMAN, they could close this out right here, right now.
On the back foot once again, GAMERLEGION seem to love playing from behind. They're not even on double digits right now, and this game might be soon over. I love that SYMAN are just slowing down the pace, creeping and crawling once again towards mid and the B site, and this aggressive prong should be shut away. Mo lands perfectly. Rusty and Adam under a pressure right now with only 50 seconds on the board. I don't think that this is going to work out for Rusty whatsoever. As the prod falls on deaf ears, there's no money in the bank as an insurance policy, and SYMAN should realistically take this one over the top with not just 15, but 16. This FAMAS surely isn't long for this world either. Just playing within the CT position. I'm sure that SYMAN will try and hunt him at some point, and you see the prods coming in from CT spawn. Kado, he's applying that pressure from behind, and Adam gets instantly shut away. 15-9, and there's not a lot in the bank for GAMERLEGION in this potential final round. Map point.
Perfect stuff from SYMAN there. Finding those 2 early picks, not even allowing him to save that for Mass as well. If that was an AWP, like coming through to this next round, that could definitely be impactful. But even if he saved the FAMAS, I don't think it would be able to do a whole lot. Either way, SYMAN not allowing them to have it. A full reinvestment having to come through. And, well, this reinvestment is what 2 FAMASs, a couple of MP9s, an M4, very limited utility. This is a tall order for GAMERLEGION to put themselves onto 10 and try and claw back at this one. Norbert in Palace to try and find this early pick. If he can find it, it might just seal the deal, but some shots being fired off and both players falling back means that minute 25 on the clock. No engagements taken as of yet.
SYMAN not looking to force crunch time right now. The pressure, the time pressure is certainly hasn't been applied as of this point. They can wait for these opening picks, knowing that GAMERLEGION have to prod and poke for some aggressive stances. They don't want to play against a full execute. And well, it's Zero to make the mistake. He's going to go down initially. That's towards ramp. And well, with the rotate not yet coming through, I think that GAMERLEGION are going to be completely outmaneuvered right now. SYMAN are moving into this B site. And you see that GAMERLEGION, well, they're looking towards A. They've got 3 and now almost 4 players stacked towards this side of the map. A little bit of a lower pressure dealt. 30 seconds left. This C4's about to go down, and it should be map over here on Mirage. SYMAN solidifying their place in this upper bracket. One retake will be the difference maker, but Norba here on A, he's nailing headshot after headshot. They've got all of the building blocks to finish this one off. The ult does miss, so maybe a slight opening right now, but with Mezzy dropping down, they know exactly where Rusty's playing for. It's game over. 16-9 for SYMAN Gaming. What a map.
Norbert, it's been a fantastic